We ask that God, that you take charge in the name of Jesus. We ask that
Amen.
God, even as we go through this lesson, have your way, O Lord. Take charge and let your name be glorified, O Father. Grant us understanding and wisdom from above in the mighty name of Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed.
Amen.
Amen. All right, I want to welcome Sir Fis as we kick off for tonight. You're welcome, sir. You have the floor, sir.
For your time. I think today's class will be focusing on I believed in our last class, which we did on Thursday. That one was actually focusing on two aspects. We're looking at data analysis and using SPSS to solve major data analysis steps. We noticed that in our last program, most of us were unable to flow very well. And there is always like that in every classes, because most of the things you'll be hearing and most of the things you're going to be doing are things that most of us are not familiar with. So, but if we can take time, because I'm very happy the organizations can, the church can come up with this for the members, because these are things we need. So, in the not to waste much of our time, because I don't want to cheat anyone. Today's class is meant for SPSS, it's meant for Excel. So the person that will be taking that is already available and is ready. So it's going to be recapping what some of the things we did, maybe in just 5 minutes, and then you further to do today's training. So if the time permits, I can also use the opportunity to recap what we did on Thursday. But if not, before we have any new information. So the hours we are going to be spending on Thursdays will be more than the ones we are spending on Monday, because of it's coming up with. So let's just have it like that, and I will do justice to what Mr. Mayowa said. So, but prior to that, class for now. So, Mr. Ibrahim, please come online for your presentations and your lecture.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. I believe, hope we all enjoy our day. How has been our day? Hope we are all good. So I'm using this medium to welcome us to our second class of Microsoft Excel, which will be the third class on this program. So on our today's class, we are going to continue from where we stopped last week. First of all, let me start sharing my screen. So, please, can you see my screen? Hello, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So, once again, I welcome you all to this class. So last week we were introduced to Microsoft Excel interface, of which we differentiate between the workbook and the worksheet. We were told that the file itself you open, that is your workbook. As I open this file again now, this is our what? This is our workbook. And inside the workbook, we can have different worksheets. For example, now this workbook I have now contain just sheet 1, which is only one sheet. And you were told that you can add as many as possible worksheet by clicking on this plus, like I'm clicking now. Then you have different sheet. And on your sheet, you can do many things or different things with your sheet. You can rename, of which once you right click on where I place my cursor now on any sheet you want to perform operation on. Once you right click, then you can rename, you can delete as well. If you click on this plus again, you can add new sheets. So last week we were told that we can enter different formats. We can perform different operations on Microsoft Excel depending on what we want to use it to do. We can use Excel for calculations. We can use it for analysis. We can use it for organizing data. We can use it for presentation. So there's nothing you cannot use Microsoft Excel for, and it is used in different organizations. So in order not to waste too much of our time, we were given assignment last week, and I believe we make justice to that. So before I leave that part, last week also we talked about formatting. Apart from the operations we perform, we talked about the basic operation, the addition, the subtraction, multiplication, division, and so on and so forth. And also we talk about formatting. We talk about the cell formatting, and we talk about the font formatting. There's difference between the cell and the font. If you're talking of font formatting, that means you want to change the color of your what? Of the character of anything you are typing, either number or string, maybe letters. And where can you do that? Let's say I type Y-O-U, you now. This is you. U is typed in cell A1. If I want to format this cell now, I can simply come to where? Come to where I place my cursor now, where we have font. Then I can change the font color, and it will change to anything of my choice. At the same time, if I'm interested in changing the the cell color rather, and if I'm interested in changing the font, the character, which is the YOU itself, from black to any color now, then I can simply move down here, then I can change this color also. So as you can see, when I'm dragging the cursor around this color, you can see that what the color of that text continue what changing. So that's that about that. So now today we'll be moving on to formulas and function. We'll be talking about formulas and function. At the same time, we'll be talking about data manipulation. How do we manipulate data? We manipulate data legally, not illegal way. Anything you want to manipulate, not that because we say manipulation, then you can just do something in an illegal way. You manipulate in such a way that you can justify. Now, talking about formulas and function, we have different formulas and we have different functions. Part of the formulas are the basic operation we performed last week. Now, let's go straight to the functions. Now, we have logical functions, we have the lookup functions, and also we have the text function. Now, how do we perform logical function? Let's start with logical function. So now, to perform logical function, let's create some set of data. First of all, let me just take this. Okay, let me leave it. Let's create some set of data. Let's say we have name. Let's create like 3 variables so that we can just use it for the rest of the example. Let's say we have name, we have donation. Let's say we have to make donation in our church. We have donation. let's say we have test score at the end of this class. Let's say we did a test, we want to know the score. Let's say we have test score, and let's say we have graduating year. I think that's enough for the example we'll be practicalizing tonight. And like I said last week, this is one of the things we talked about last week. As you can see in this test score now, you can see that the cell, the vertical line in that D is like covering that E. That is, the E is not showing well. For you to balance that cell, you just move your cursor to the top where I place my cursor right now, double click, and then it will expand itself. Automatic expansion. Then you have your full text shown. The same thing applicable to E. If you move your cursor now to where I place it now, at the edge of cell E now, you will see, first of all, look at how the cursor is. If you move it to where you are supposed to place it, you will see that it will change to a black cross, different from the white plus it is before. Once it changes to black cross, then you can double click and you have an expansion of the cell, and it will display the name you want. Now, to make the class interactive, can I just have someone on board to give me just 10 names? 10 names, then the donation, we can just generate any value for that, the test score, then the graduating year. So can someone please come on board and give us just 10 names?
Mary.
Mary, okay.
Yinka.
Yinka. Shade.
Tunji.
Tunji.
Alao.
Alao. Okay. We are still moving. We need 10 names, please.
Eunice.
Dayo.
Ajayi.
Ajayi.
Okpe.
Bose.
Okpe and Bose. I think we are left with one. Remain one, just one more. Let's say
Mayowa. Tolu.
Mayowa. Okay, now let's move to the donation. Now, let's make donation. How much does Mary donate during this program? Okay, let's say we have 500, Abby. Yinka, 1,200. Oh, sorry. Yinka, 1,200. Sade, 5,000. Tunji, 10,000. Alaho, 20,000. Dayo, let's say 5,000. Ajayi, 2,800. Okpe, 100. Bose, 12,000. And Mayowa, 1,300. Now, part of what we did last week is how we can format our text. Now, for example, now, if this is donation. Donation, what is the unit for this donation? Anybody?
Naira.
Okay, we have Naira. Now, if we want to put this in Naira now, what can we do? Highlight all the currency. Then we can go to the number format. If you click on this format now, we have different formats. We have dollar, we have euro, we have Chinese, Naira, but as we can see, Naira is not listed here yet. What are we going to do? Click on more accounting formats. Once you click on more accounting formats, then in that symbol, click here, then you can then scroll down until you get to the currency you are looking for. Scroll down. So until we get to where we have Naira. Where is Naira? Naira is running away. Okay, we have Naira now. So as you can see, we have Yoruba Naira, we have Kanuri Naira, we have Igbo Naira, Ibibio Naira, Hausa Naira. But as we all know, we are Nigerians. Naira is Naira. So let's just pick Yoruba Naira, click OK. And then we can see now that all these formats, all this currency now, they are now in Naira. And another thing we need to check here is that this currency now, they are in decimals. This is 2 decimal. We can format this and let the currency be in whole number so that we will not be in confusion. So how can we remove this decimal? Now, to remove these decimal places now, then look at where I'm going to place my cursor now. Near where I did that currency, we can see something like increase decimal, at the same time, decrease decimal. So you can click on that decrease decimal until you have the number of decimal places of your choice. If I click it for the first time, I have 1 decimal. I click it the second time, then I have my whole number. I can have 500 naira, 1,200 naira, 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira, and so on and so forth. Now, that is that about donation. Let's now move on to test score. Now, for test score, let's say Mary score 250. This person score 150. This one score 90. This score 100. This one score 50, 70, 45, 100, 150, 200. Now, graduating year. Let's say this person graduated year 1998, 2010, 2009. Oh, sorry. 2009, 2020, 2023, 2004, 1997, 2011, 2001, then 2022. Please, are we together? Hello?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
we are
Okay. Now, we have a set of data now. What we want to perform here is the if function. If is part of the logical function. We are going to be talking about 3 logical functions tonight, which are if, and or. If is a logical function, and is another logical function, or is another logical function. Now, how do we use if? Now, let's go together. So to use if, remember, I said something last week. If you want to perform any operation in Excel, please, can someone remind us, what is that particular syntax that must be pressed or enter before you can perform any operation in Microsoft Excel?
Equal sign.
Equal sign. Thank you very much. So now, equals to. If, look at it, this is a logical statement. It is a statement. That's why we call it a logical what? Statement. If, then if you type if, whether your IF is in capital or it is in small letter, it will still work. But one thing is that if you are using a particular command, before you finish typing it, Excel will have suggest or predict that function for you. Now, we type if now. What is the logical text? We need to know what is our logical text, the value if true or if false. Now, let's go together. Let's say if this donation, if it is greater than, let's say 1,000, comma, then we can say that person, that particular person. Then you put colon now. Can you see now? If C2 is greater than 1,000, then I'm telling Excel that if C2 is greater than 1,000, then that person is rich. Then I close it, put another comma. Otherwise, the person is average. Or let's say, okay, let me just use average. Nobody is poor. So look at the statement now. The statement says what? If C2, the if function, if C2 is greater than 1,000, return the value as what? Rich. But otherwise, return Mary as average in our own donation. We want to use donation as the criteria now. If Mary's donation is greater than 1,000, then we can say Mary is rich. But if it is less than 1,000, then we can say Mary is still in average condition. Then press enter. Can we see it now? So Excel is telling us that what this particular candidate is still what? An average candidate. Now, let me press it again. I said equals to if, then open bracket. Now, let's say if this is what? If it's greater than 1,000, like we said before, comma, please, all this operation we are using, after C3 greater than 1,000, comma is very important. Comma, then return rich. Otherwise, you should return average. Then close the bracket. Enter. Definitely, as we can see, because Yinka donated 1,200, which is greater than 1,000, then we can say what? Yinka is rich. Do we get it now? Now, if I want to use the same condition throughout this cell, then I don't need to be typing if Sade is greater than 1,000, rich again. I don't need to be repeating condition. The only thing is just that just click on one of the operations you've performed before. Like I said, we talked about autofill in our last class. You can still do autofill here. Just take your cursor to the last, to the edge where you have something like square. It's a little tiny square like this. To the edge of that cell, place your cursor there. You can see it change to black cross or black plus sign. Then you drag it down. Once you drag down, then it autofill for you. If you compare the results to what we have here, you see that it still follow the condition. Where we have reached, it is telling us that what? They all donated more than 1,000. And anywhere you see average, that means it is less than 1,000. That's that about that. And it is not only greater than you can use for your if condition. You can also use less than. You can use greater than or equals to. You can use less than or equals to. How do you do that? Let us do like one or two more examples before moving to the next logical function. Let's say equals to if. Then I open bracket. Like I said before, whether you type if as capital or you type it as small, it will still understand the command once equality syntax has been entered. Now, if, let's use test score now. If D2, if it is less than or equals to, just type equals to in front of that less than. This is what we mean by less than or equals to. You type less than, at the same time you put equals to. Let's say this is jam score now. As we all know, what is the official cutoff mark of jam? Anybody? Official jam cutoff mark is what?
120.
120. Now, that is to say, anybody that has scored less than 120 now is not getting admission. Anybody that score less than 120 is not getting admission. So let's say if D2 is less or equals to 120, comma, then let's say the person is what? Admitted. Close the quotation. Always remember to close the quotation once you open it, then comma, then this is otherwise. What would be the alternative for someone who doesn't score the cutoff mark? Hello, are we together?
No, not admitted.
Not admitted. Thank you. So we can say what? You say what? I think someone
No
is saying
admission.
something.
No
No
admission.
admission or not admitted. Let's just assume we say not admitted. And then I close the.
Hello, Ibrahim. I think you should check the command again. If D2 is less than or equal to 120, I think it should be greater than or equal to. So you should be admitted. So if you have less than that, then not admitted. I think check that command.
Okay. Though we are only using less than so that we can see that we can also use less than. You know, we've used greater than here. So let's just say, okay, if it is less than or equals to, let's change this one to not admitted. Abi? Otherwise admitted, so that we won't just be using a blank example. So if D2 is less or equals to 20, that means the person is what? Not admitted, otherwise admitted. So enter. So as we can see, Mary got an admission because what? Mary's score is above 120. So if I to click on this now, bring my cursor to where at the edge here, then drag it down, then I will have my result. And like I said earlier, since some are still passing the line here, move your cursor here, double click, and then it gives an automatic expansion. So for if statement, like I said before, we can use what? Either greater than, we can use less than, we can use greater than or equals to, and so on and so forth. Are we together? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's now move on to the second function, which is the AND function. The function we'll be talking about now, it gives a logical function like it gives the output in form of Boolean. We call it Boolean or Boolean. So Boolean function as a Boolean statement as statement of either true or false. In computer science, it is a statement of either what? True or false. So when you're using AND statement, it gives the output in either what? True or false. Now, how do we do that? Equals to AND. Let's say AND. Then we open a bracket. Let's say AND this C2 is greater than 1,000. Are we together? Comma. At the same time, D2 is less than 500. So let's close the brackets. Then what will be the output? It gave me false. Why is it false? Anybody? Can someone tell us why it is false? If we are together, please.
Please, sir.
Okay.
Explain again.
Okay. Thank you. I said AND function, it returns Boolean statement, which is either a statement of what? True or false. I said if you want to use AND, we use AND when we are talking comparison of two statements. Now I'm combining two sets together now. what are the statements? Is what I'm declaring in that and statement, is it a statement of true or a statement of false? I said, and C2 is greater than 1000. Remember, in cell C2, I have 500, but I'm saying that cell C2 is greater than 1000. At the same time, D2 is less than 500. I then press enter and my result is false. I'm now asking us, if we are following, why do we have false?
Because C2 is less than 1000. It's not greater than 1000.
So thank you, because these statements are not true. I said C2 is greater than 1000. In mere reasoning, is 500 greater than 1000?
No.
Are we together? Is 500 greater than 1000? Check the statement. It will definitely give us what? False. Why? Because C2, which is 500, is not greater than 1000. Normally, D2 is 250, which is less than 500. But so far, one of the statements is not true. It will definitely give us false. Before you can have a true statement, definitely both of them must be true. Now, let's check and see where we have a true answer. Equals to and this one now, let's say C3 is greater than 1000, comma, and cell D3 is what? Also greater than 100. We said C3 is greater than 1000. This is 1200. We all know that what? It is greater than 1000. And said D3 is what? Greater than 100. Let's see if the statement is true or the statement is false. Then press enter. So as we can see now, we have a true statement. Is that taken out? So that is how you can use AND function. So as you can see, if I click here now and I drag it down, then I will have my result. So this is how we can use what? AND function. So the last function we'll be talking about on logical function is the OR function. Or so OR we also is also giving result as AND. But let's see what the result will be. Equals to or then open bracket, or this cell C2 is greater than 400, comma, and this one D2 is what? Greater than 1000. So let's close this one now, press enter. As we can see, this gave us true. Why? This gave us true. Why? Can someone please explain to us?
Because one of the statements is true.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Because one of the statements is true. For and, as we can see now, we can now differentiate between and statement and or statement. For us to have true in and, both statements must be what? Must be correct. Must be correctly specified. But in all, at least one of them should be what? Should be correct. One of them should be true. C2 is greater than 400, which is true. 500 is greater than 400. Whether the other one is true or not, at least one of them is true, then it satisfies all conditions to be true. And if you click here now, you can also drag it down and you can have your result. So here now, we've successfully talked about how we can use if statements, and statement, and or statement. So that's that about logical function. Now let's now move on to lookup functions. Lookup. Let's say we have more than this data we have here. Let's say we have like a millions or thousands of it. Someone, let's say the general overseer of this church now come. The general overseer came this evening and tell us, okay, Mary is rich now. How much did Mary donate in the last service? How much did Tunji donate in the last service? So we want to check the donation for Tunji. We want to check that of Dayo. We want to check that of Alao and let's say Bosse. So without us coming here and saying, okay, let me start looking for, okay, you now come here, okay, let's say I now start scrolling. Where is Dayo? Where is Tunji? No, you don't need to do that. That is why we have a lookup function. And under lookup function, it is divided into two parts. We have the vertical lookup, which it is shortened as VLOOKUP. Anytime you had someone saying VLOOKUP, the V there is talking about what? Vertical lookup. And we also have what? HLOOKUP. HLOOKUP is the horizontal lookup. Now, if I want to check this data now, they are in column wise. So vertical lookup is applicable here. Once your data is arranged column wise, the variables are in columns. So we have donation in column C. We have test score in column D. We have graduating year in column E. So here now, the lookup function that is applicable here is the vertical lookup. Suppose the data is arranged horizontally, then the lookup function that is applicable there is the HLOOKUP. Now, how do we check for the donation? We want to check for the donation of Tunji. If we want to check for the donation of Tunji now, remember we said before we do perform any operation, press equals to. So once you press equals to, then you type VLOOKUP. Even before you finish typing it, Excel has predicted for you, just double click on it and it opens a bracket itself. Now, vertical lookup, what are we looking up to? We are looking up to that of Tunji, G16. I put G16, which is Tunji. I want to check donation for Tunji. Don't forget, I want to check the donation for Tunji. But let's assume we have numerous data now. We have plenty data. So I can start coming here, dragging down. Okay, scroll down, looking for Tunji. So we want to use the vertical lookup. So VLOOKUP, the lookup value, that's the first thing. The lookup value is, we are checking for the lookup value of who? Of Tunji. That is why I put G16, which is telling me about what? Tunji. Then you put comma. After the lookup value, then you tell Excel the table array. Where do you want Excel to focus on? Give Excel the array of what? Of the table. How the table is, the structure of the table.
Please,
now,
is that G16 constant?
G16 is not constant. I only put G16 here because that is where I typed Tunji. If I want to do for Dayo now, it won't be G16 again. It will be the cell I typed Dayo. So the first cell here is the lookup value. Any cell where you type the name you are looking up to is the cell you are going to put here first. So it's not that like G16 is constant. Is it clear now?
Because I can't find G16 on the table.
You can't find G16.
I'm confused there.
Okay. This is
That
what
G16.
we are saying. You see the G16 you saw here. G16 is the cell where 2G is typed. You know, from our previous class, we talked about if you want to refer to any cell in Excel, you refer to it with the combination of what? Column and row. I can't just say 2G is in row 16. No, that means you are not talking as an Excel expert. If you want to talk, where was 2G typed here? Please, can someone who is in our previous class tell us where 2G is typed here? What cell do we have 2G here?
G6 cells
So
is
2G is in
G
what? G16. So the G16 you
G16.
are seeing here is the cell where 2G was typed. Not that G16 is part of the name. G16 is the cell where 2G was typed here. Okay, let me change something. Okay, let me change something here now. Let's assume I move it, Control X. I'm now moving it here now, Control V. We are no more in G. And I want to do vertical lookup equals to V lookup. So remember,
I
we said we are
understand
doing the
now.
vertical. Hello?
Hello. I can now understand. Yeah. It's clear.
Okay. Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
So
Thank
as
you.
you
Yeah.
can see now, we moved away 2G from G16. Now, if I to click on this 2G now, I'm having E16. So E16 is just the cell where you type the name you are looking up to. Then you put comma. So the next thing is to select the array of your data where you have your data. So I can just pick all the cell here. So I pick from B1 to E11. So you can see how I pick it. Let me come again. If you want to pick the array of your table, you can type it instead of coming to select. Let's say we have plenty data. Just start from the beginning. The beginning is B11. Then you put colon to the last cell where you have your data. Let's say E11. Sorry, not B11. It should be B1, not B11. Sorry. So B1 to E11, you can see that it selects the whole data. So I want to look up, I want Excel to look up to all this data. So, but what I want Excel to do is to check the donation of that 2G, because I know say 2G now Odogu, 2G get money, but how much does 2G donate last week Sunday? That is what I want to know. And I don't want to go and be checked because we have plenty member in our church. So go to the sample now, comma. Now, the next thing is that which column do we have the donation? You know, this A is the first column, this B is the second column, this C is the third column, and so on and so forth. But based on my selection here now, based on my selection, B here now is the first column, C is the second column, D is the third column, and E is the fourth column. Please, I think you are getting me. Normally, if you want to count the number of columns, we are supposed to count from A. But because the data I'm using here now has been specified. So my first column here now is B. So donation is in what? Is in the second column. So I put 2. So that is telling us that go to particle lookup, go to column 2. That is where I want you to check the donation of 2G. Then you put comma. Once you put comma, something will pop up. Something will pop up rather. So you have a statement of either true or false. If you pick true, that means you want approximate match. It might not be 2G itself, maybe something closer. That is approximate match. So for us to have an exact match of 2G's donation, then we click on false. So once I click on false, then I close the bracket, then click on enter. So as we can see, this is telling me that what last week Sunday, 2G donate how much? 10,000 naira. And you can come here to confirm that what 2G has donated how much? 10,000 naira. So that's that about vertical lookup. Let me repeat what I just did now. Equals to, let's say we want to check for Dio. P lookup, then Dio, comma, select the range of your data. After selecting the range of your data, donation is in cell 2, put 2, comma, we want an exact match, then false. Close the bracket, enter. Dayo donated how much? 5,000. Let's confirm for Dayo. 5,000, as we can see here now. So that is how you can use vertical lookup. And again, you can also do autofill for others. So you drag down and you have autofill. Like I said last week, someone who is not here today, if I should give anyone this file now, you don't need to start looking for, how did they get this 12,000? The formula is displayed at the top where we have the formula bar. So any formula, any operation you perform in Excel, you can see the formula again. Whether you click enter or not, you can still see the formula at the formula bar. So that's that about VLOOKUP. Now, after VLOOKUP, so let's check for test score before we move away from that VLOOKUP. Let's say we are looking for the test score. So to check for the test score, we can say equals to VLOOKUP. We are still checking for the test score for 2G, then comma, select the range of your data, then comma. We can see that the test score is in cell column where? That's column 3. Put comma, then we want an exact match. Then close the bracket, then press enter. We can see that what? 2G, we can see 2G score was 100. So here again, you can still do the autofill and you can have your result. So at your own leisure time, you can check for the graduating year and others. So that's that about VLOOKUP. Now, the other one is horizontal lookup. Horizontal lookup. Now, let's assume the data is given horizontally. How? What do I mean by horizontally? Let me copy this data now. Control C. So I have control it now. So now control C. If I want to paste it now, then I left click. Let me transpose it. Now, let's assume that the data is given this way. So it is given row wise. So since it is given row wise, then I have equals to, are we together? I have equals to, okay, sorry. Let me bring those names again. Control C. Let's say we want to check for 2G and the likes. So we want to check the donation again. Donation, then I press equals to H lookup. For vertical lookup, we use VLOOKUP. While for horizontal lookup, we use H lookup. So H lookup, 2G, then comma, select the range of the data. So I have the range. So from L6 to P9, then comma. Which cell do we have the donation? That is row 2. So I use 2, comma, then false. Close the bracket. Then you can see 2G's donation is still 10,000. So you can also click on it and drag it down. Oh, sorry. So click. Okay, sorry. This is not applicable. So now let's do it for this one again before autofill. H lookup. H
Sir, we can see
lookup.
your screen. No.
You say?
Hello, sir.
Hello?
You can see your screen again.
Okay, you can see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm coming. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, it's coming up. I think someone just asked a question, or now you converted your data to horizontal.
Okay, horizontal. Okay. This is how I did it. Once you have a data, this is the vertical way. This is the vertical way. Highlight the cell you want to copy. Then you can press your Control C. Once you press Control C, then place your cursor where you want to place, where you want to paste that data. Let's say I want to paste it as L2 here. Now, if you want to paste, then you left click and go to paste special. Let's go to paste special so that you can understand it very well. If you are using paste special now, then you click on transpose. So once you click on transpose, you mark that transpose and click on OK. So that is how you can change the vertical way to horizontal way. The same thing applicable if it is horizontal before and you want to change it to vertical. Once you copy now, Control C, like I copied this now. If I want to place it vertically now, let's say I want to paste it here. So the same way, right click, then go to paste special. But if you don't want to go to paste special, there's a shortcut already. This is the function for transpose, where you have a curved arrow after that fx. That is the menu or the ribbon for you to do transpose instead of going to paste special. You see, even before I click on it, once you place on that arrow, it will transpose your data for you and you have your result. So that is that about how you can copy from column and then transpose it to row. So now going back to the H lookup we talked about before. So let's say we want to do for Dio now, equals to H lookup. So we are going for Dio, comma, select the range of your data. So I've selected the range of the data, comma, and remember the donation is still at the second row, then comma, then pause, close the bracket, and you press enter. So that's that about each lookup. So I think now we've successfully talked about the vertical lookup and the horizontal lookup. Now, the next thing we'll be moving on to is the test function. Talking about the test function, we'll be talking about concatenate, the left, the right. Is someone saying anything? Hello, are we together? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, please let me switch system. This battery is going down. Sorry, please. Okay. 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 Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome back here. So let's just have a recap of the data. We said we have name. Sorry. We have name. So let's say we have Saturday. Let's just use 5 so that it won't delay us much. We have Ade. We have Tola. We have Fred. So now, so we have Dayo. So the donation 200, 300, 50, 1, 2. And then we have the score. Like we have 23, 25, 12, 9, 7. Now, so now we are moving to the test function, of which we'll be talking about the concatenate, the left, the right, and the made function. Now, what is the function of concatenate? Concatenate is just used to join two cells together. For example, let's say I have I and this one so if I want to join this I am together to be in a single cell now, I can just use equals to, then type concatenate. Concatenate. So then the first cell, comma, then the second one, D7, comma, E7. Then you close the brackets. So once the bracket is closed, then you press enter. So as you can see now, I have what? I am. So there are two different things I want you to note here. So I am has been typed and joined together with concatenate. But the I am that was joined here was without space. How can you concatenate and you have space? This is I am. For example, there are some that doesn't require space. This I am requires space. We all know that. Let's say we have Ade, and here we have Bola. So if I want to concatenate and join this with and turn this to Adebola now, I can say equals to concatenate. Then the first cell Ade, comma, then the second cell, and then we close the bracket. So as you can see, this one is okay. Adebola, no space. But for this I am, there should be space, Abi. If you want to concatenate with space, this is how you go about it. Equals to, then concatenate. The first cell, I, D7, comma, then open quotation, close it, comma, then the second cell, which is E7. So you can see that in the previous one we didn't add this function of putting the column or the quotation mark we added here. We didn't add that quotation mark before, but now we are adding quotation mark. The essence of this quotation mark is to add space in between I and am. So let me close these brackets, then enter. So you can see now we have a good statement of what? I am with space now. So that is the difference. If you are putting comma, then the quotation mark, that means you want there should be what? You want there is space in between your statement. But if you don't want space to exist between your two statements, then you don't need to add that quotation. Now, and there's a shortcut for concatenation. Instead of typing concatenate or anything, you can just say equals to the first cell, Ade, and then you put the and symbol, shift 7. So D8 and the other one, E8. Instead of concatenate, this also works for it. D8 and E8, if you press enter, you have the same work concatenate as does. So that's that about concatenate. Now, moving on to the next function. We have left function, we have right function. The left and the right, and also the main function, they are used for extracting characters. They are used for extraction. For example, if I want to use left, now I can type equals to left. So what left is saying is that what, okay, let's say left of this A2, comma, I want to extract 2 characters from the left in cell A2. That is just the interpretation. I want to extract what? 2 letters from what? Cell A2 from the left, comma 2. The 2 I just put now is telling me that I want to extract 2 letters from the left. Then close it and press enter. So as you can see now, we have what? Just SA. We have SA, which is SA, instead of Fusadi. Let me try it again. Equals to left of, let's say, A5, comma, I want to extract 3 letters. Then close the bracket, then press enter. As you can see now, we have FRE. So that is that about left function. The same thing applicable to right, equals to right. Then we have it here. Select the cell you want to extract. Let's say you want to extract from cell B1, comma. So let's say I want to extract 4 letters from the right. Then I close the bracket, enter. So from the back now, it has selected what? CINOIT. So we have shown. So that is that about right. Again, equals to right. So I double click. Let's say I want to go for this Adebola, comma, let's say 4. So close it. Then you can see now I've extracted Bola from Adebola. So that's that about right also. The same thing applicable to mid, from the middle. Mid. So from donation, let's say I want to extract the first, let's say 4 characters from middle. Close it. So you've entered, okay, sorry. Okay, start number, comma, then the number of character. Sorry, for this mid, let me come again. I want to find mid for donation. So I'm starting from the 4th character. That is, it will start from DO 1, 2, 3, 4. It is starting from A, comma, the number of character I want to extract now. Let's say 3. Then I can now press enter. You have to. Okay, sorry, I have pressed comma twice. That is why it is giving me error here. Let me remove 1. Then I have ATI. Let me repeat that mid again. MID. Then double click. Select the cell you want to extract. Then comma. I'm extracting C1 from the middle. Then where do I want to start from? Let's say I want to start from letter C. That's the second letter. Comma. How many letters am I interested in extracting? That is 4. So if I should close the bracket now and press enter, then I have crop. So that is that about letter extraction with left, right, and mid. So now we are moving on to data validation. When we are talking about data validation, you can validate a data. For example, let me use a string character so that you will understand that one better. So let's say we have region. So for region now, let's say we have north, we have west, we have east, and we have south. So what we are talking about here is that, so anything that I will be having in this cell, let me delete this one so that you can understand better. So anything that I'll be having in this region, apart from region, is what? Useless. It's not supposed to be here. So it's like an outlier that is appearing where it is not supposed to appear. And come, let me delete this one. So now, how do we do data validation? If you want to do data validation, you highlight the cell that you want to validate. So let's say I highlighted this cell now. So I'm going to do the validation and drop down together. So once it is highlighted, then go to data. So once you reach data, sorry, don't mind this one. Once you reach data, physically, you will see data validation. So click on data validation. Once you click on that arrow, three list of statements will be displayed. Data validation, circle invalid, clear validation. Click on data validation. Once you click on data validation, in that allow, change that allow to list. Change that allow to what? List. Once it is changed to list, then you enter the statement you want to exist in that column. I repeat, change allow to list. Then in that source, the outcomes you want to be having in that cell, the regions, then type them in that source. For example, here I'm going to have north, then you separate them with comma, west, separated with comma, then east, comma, south. So anything apart from this for now, for this particular cell is invalid. And for the highlighted cell, the highlighted area, you will see what will happen after clicking OK now. So after that, you change allow to list, then you list the outcomes you want to exist in that region, then click on OK. So each cell in that particular column, you will have a drop down. In that particular column, you will have what? Drop down. For example, the way I'm clicking now is an empty cell. So you see, beside it, you have a drop down key. If you click on that drop down, then it will display the list of options that you've declared in your data validation. So once you click on it, then you see that it has listed the source, the list of items you've declared in your data validation. Here now, instead of me typing again now, I will just come here and select not. Click on the next cell, click on the drop down key. So click on the drop down key and then you select the next. So on and on. So that is how you do data validation. Once you are validating a particular cell, it will come with a what? Drop down key. If you click here again now, you will see another drop down key. Then you can select the options for that particular cell. Now, for you to see the difference between the cell you validated and the other cell, if you click on the other cell, you won't see anything like the drop down key. But anywhere you validate any cell you validated, then once you click on it, then you see a drop down key and you select the options you want to be present in that particular cell. Now, moving to the last aspect of the class. So we are moving to data manipulation. Here we'll be talking about sorting and then filtering. Sorting is just arrangement. Arrangement in either ascending or descending order. Let's assume that I want to arrange this data with score variable. I want to arrange this data in what? Score. So let's just say I highlighted the data area. I've highlighted my cell now. So if you want to sort, how do we do sorting? So if you want to sort, we can go to data. Click on data again. So once you click on sort, a dialog box will be displayed. Then what are you going to do? The only thing you need to do here is to tell Excel which column do you want to sort with, or do you want to sort by. As you can see here, it is asking you sort by what? Do you want to sort by name? Do you want to sort by donation? Do you want to sort by score? Or you want to sort by region? So here now I want to sort by score. So then I can select score. Remember, before I come here to sort, I have highlighted my data. I have highlighted the area I want to sort. And remember, the order is from lowest to highest, smallest to largest. Then you click on OK. Once you click on OK, you will see changes in your data. With your score mark now, we are having score in ascending order: 7, 9, 12, 23, 25. Now, for you to know, let me press Ctrl Z, which is undo. So before, Sade is the first candidate. Sade happens to be the first candidate. But now, if when after sorting now, Dayo happens to be the what? The first candidate. And that is how to go about sorting. You can sort with any variable of your own choice. The first thing you do is that you highlight the cell you want to sort. Once it is highlighted, then you go to data. Once you read data, click on sort. Then you can sort with anything. Let's say I want to sort with donation. Then I will click on OK. As you can see now, the data has been sorted in the order of what? Donation. So that is that about sorting. Now, moving to filtering. Filtering means just like what? Selection. Let's say we want to select donation that are high, donation above 50. If you want to select donation above 50, we want only that one to display. What are we going to do? So let's just highlight the cell we want to filter. So just go to data again, then you can add filter. So once you get to data, you see filter. Click on filter. Once you click on filter, you notice that a drop-down key has been generated and placed in the first row of each cell. A drop-down key has been generated and placed in the first row of each cell. Now, for example, now I said we want only candidates with 50 and above donation. If I want to do that now, click on that drop key for the donation. Then you unmark any value less than 50. Once you unmark any value less than 50, those ones you unmarked will not be displayed again. That means you filter out those ones that are what? Less than 50. Then you click on OK. Once you click on OK, you realize that the data we are having now is only for Tola, Sade, and Ade, which are those with donation greater than 50. If I want to return those ones that I filtered out before, you can click on that filter drop down again, and then you select them again. Once you select them and you click on OK, they are back. And if you want to select, you want to filter based on score, you can come here, you can go to score, filter out those less than 10, then you click on OK. Once you click on OK, then you are good to go. And you can also filter based on region. Maybe you only want for those that are from East. So if you want that, go to region, then you click out those that are not from East, and then you click on OK. You realize that what? You only have those that are from where? They are from the East region. And if you want to take them back, click on it again. Click on it again, then you mark, and click on OK. Then you have your full data back. So let me select all for all this one too. We have it back. I think we have a full data now. And that is that about data sorting and data fit. Last week we talked about normal formatting. The normal formatting is like maybe, let's say for example, I click on this now. I can format it by what? So I can format this by bold. So after bolding it, I can click on italic. I can choose any color of my own choice. So it depends on what anything I want to do with my own formatting. But that is what? That is manual formatting. You can do manual formatting yourself. You can highlight, you can add color, you can do anything, anything of your choice. That is what? That is manual formatting. But when talking of conditional formatting, now let's say I highlight this, you go to data. So when reaching data, then you see, no, sorry, home rather, it is home, not data. At home, normal home, you see conditional formatting. So once you see the conditional formatting, click on it, then you can see anything of your own choice. So you can highlight cells, maybe that are greater than anything or less than anything. Let's say greater than. So it gives me automatic value of value greater than 150.5. This is editable. You can select value just greater than 100. Then you click on, then you remember what we said here is that what? Any value greater than 100, any value greater than 100 should be highlighted with what? Light red and dark red text. So you can also change the color to anything of your own choice. You can also say green fill. So you can change it to maybe yellow fill, and you click on OK. That one is what? Conditional formatting. And let me take it back onto said. When doing conditional formatting, it is not compulsory you highlight everything. You can even highlight just only one cell and go to your home, go to conditional formatting, then let's highlight value greater than what? 150.5. As you can see, it has highlighted it already, but I can still edit that and I can just say value greater than 90. So then I click on OK. And if I like, before I click on OK, I can change the color to anything of my choice. Not only this color not only the color listed here, you can use for your conditional formatting, you can change it to any color of your choice by clicking on the custom format. So once you click on custom format, sorry, it's still loading. So click on format, then go to fill. Then you can select any color of your own choice. Click on OK, and you click on OK. So that is that about that. So I think tonight we've added, if not much, little to our knowledge on Microsoft Excel. We talked about the logical function. we talk about the local function, we talk about the sorting, the filtering, the conditional formatting, and so on and so forth. So I believe this, in one way or the other, will still boost our knowledge. And by constant practice, we can still know more about Microsoft Excel. So I think we should stop here for tonight. I pray God Almighty will grant us retentive memory and knowledge to understand better than the way you are being taught. Thank you. God bless you all. Hello, is there any question?
Yes, so I have a question, sir. Is it a question or two questions?
Okay. Okay.
Can I ask? I should ask, right?
I'm with you. Yeah,
All
go
right.
ahead.
The aspect of symbol for naira, I don't know,
Okay.
because this one they were written in like abbreviations, EU, something like that. So I've been looking for naira on my own this thing. I couldn't find it.
Okay.
So I couldn't
If you
fix
want to
that.
use Naira, right?
All right.
Okay, let's say you come
Yes,
here.
sir.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once you click, I repeat, come here, you see different currency, then you choose more accounting format. Once you click on more accounting format, then you come to where you have this arrow on your symbol. Once you click on it, then you drag down. As you drag down, then you can see what this is Naira. These are Naira symbol. Can you see it now?
Wait, it's
Hello?
still loading. I don't. Okay. I've seen it. Okay, Igbo
Okay.
Naira can. Oh, I think the issue is from
So
my
that
own
is how you
laptop
can
then.
add Naira.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Okay.
And my second question is on featuring.
Okay.
On featuring, data featuring. Like, what if we
Okay.
have a larger data? You know, the one you taught us
Okay.
now is just like we are going to unmark, to unselect what
Thank
is there, the ones we don't want. Okay. What if we
you. Yeah.
have a larger data and what we want to select is more than one thing like that? So how do we do that?
If you have larger data and what you only want is what, the only way you can do that is to go there and unmark those ones you don't want.
All right, sir.
That's the only way. You can just go there
All right.
and unmark. But once it is unmarked, if you want to add it back, you don't need to start clicking one after the other to do the selection back. You can click on select all. And another way to make your work simple is that you want to filter, you will have known what you want to filter out. You can use this search to search for anything you want to filter out, and then you can filter it out. The search I'm clicking right now, as you can see the search, right?
Yes,
So
I can
once you
see it.
search it here, you can just filter it out. I think that will still make your work more simpler, even if you have a larger data.
All right. Thank you so
And
much, sir.
remember, what you are filtering is option. It's optional, right?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
You are welcome.
Thank you, the presenter, for your time. Please, if you have any question in just 3 minutes, let's please throw it on board, because we only have 4 minutes for this section before the section log everyone of us out. So please, let's ask the questions just in 3 minutes so that Mr. Mayowa can come on board.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Please, my own question is this. I want you to please try to go back to that conditional formatting. The
Okay.
process as regards that, please.
Okay. Let's take this score column for example now. we want to do conditional formatting for this score variable. Are you with me? So let's say we want to do conditional formatting for values greater than 10. Now, if you want to do that, just highlight the score column. Once it is highlighted, then go to home. Go to home, conditional formatting. Then you have highlight cells. Though not only highlight cells, you can still use other ones too. This we are only using this for example. Now, in this highlight cell, we have greater than, we have less than, we have between. So we have etc. depending on your own choice. So let's say we want to format values greater than 10. Just click on that greater than, or let's say we want to format value less than 10. Let's use less than because we have been using greater than before. So this less than now, inside that cell now, in this bar, I can just type 10. Once I type 10, so I'm telling Excel that highlight in this score column, highlight values that are what? That are less than 10 and fill it with light red fill. So once you see any value that is less than 10, fill it with light red fill and you click on OK. And like I said also before that, we have other colors too, apart from those ones listed. Apart from those listed, so you can still use other color. You can use the word custom format. Once you click on custom format, just click on fill. Then it displays different color. Then you can choose any color of your choice. So once you pick any color, then you click on OK. Then you click on OK. Then you can do the conditional formatting.
All right, thank you for your time, Mr. Ibrahim. Please, if you have any questions, you can always send it to the chat box. We'll be able to answer you. And probably when you are going through your exercise at your leisure hours, if you have any questions, you can always pass it through Mr. Mayowa. So he's only going to get across to us to make justifications on it. So we only have 1 minute left. So Mr. Mayowa, please, you can come on board before the section is logged out. I think he's offline, so maybe he's not on board now. Please.
Mr. Fish.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Good evening, all. It be like Bomayowa is not online.
Yes.
Yes,
I noticed that.
we appreciate the two of you this evening. I will pray that God will continue to build you up in your wisdom in the name of Jesus. Yes, thank you for all you are doing. We really appreciate you. And we know our program continue by this week, Thursday.
This Thursday.
Thursday by 8 p.m. Please let's come online on time. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
If there is no any other question, I think we can call it good night.
All right. We wish everybody a wonderful night. Thank you. God bless everybody.
Come on,